Welcome to today's video. Today we will talk about the story of Second Origin. This story is about the time when most of the people of the whole world are wiped out in one stroke, and only a girl and a child survive. Together, these two tried to increase the population. The story begins with a child named Didek, who is fixing a car with a mechanic. Just then, news comes on the radio that the temperature is increasing all over the world and an emergency has been declared. The mechanic turns off the radio and calls it nonsense and says that all this is a rumor, as if aliens are coming. Next, we see a girl named Elba, who is traveling to meet her father. When she reaches her father's location, she starts recording everything with her phone. Her father is living in a cave and the weather there is very cold. The father tells that a big natural disaster is about to come, and it seems that nature wants to tell us something because we have done something very wrong. Later, Alba returns to the city where she meets Didek. Alba is Didek's English teacher and Didek is a good listener and will learn English quickly. Then some kids come to bully Didek, which angers Alba and she tries to chase them away. The kids leave threatening to come back again. Alba returns home and sees her father preparing to leave for Barcelona. He has packed all his research papers. Alba tries to stop him, but her father doesn't listen. Meanwhile, the kids who were bullying Didek attack him and throw him into the lake. Alba jumps into the water to save Didek. Then a strong lightning strikes, which people call the Red Storm. Later, when Alba rescues Didek and brings him out, she sees that the whole environment has changed. The Red Storm has destroyed almost everything. Didek runs off to find her mother, but only finds her mother's corpse. Then, Elba stops her as the house is about to explode. The two return to the cave, where Elba finds some items from her father's research. The two leave again in the morning and Elba goes to her house, which is now destroyed. She goes to the farmhouse and tries to contact her father, but the phone is not working. When the laptop does not charge, she charges her phone with a solar charger. Her father does not pick up despite repeated calls. Elba and Didek search the city for survivors, but find no one. Didek grabs a gun from a police car, but Elba stops him and says they should go to Barcelona. While trying to start her scooter, Alba falls down and injures her stomach, forcing them to turn back. Alba cleans her wounds and records what happened to her on her phone, while reading her father's diary. After reading her father's diary, Alba realizes that her father was right. Nature really wants to send him a message. She records all these things on her phone and says that now she feels very helpless. Earlier, when anything happened, people would come to help, but now no one is going to help her. After saying this, she goes to sleep. Didek comes to see her at night and sees that Alba's condition is slowly getting worse. He tries to talk to her, but Alba does not respond. When he looks at her wounds, he realizes that Alba has an infection. Then Alba says that she needs antibiotics. Didek says he will go get medicine, but Elba stops him and says it is very dangerous outside, so she will go early in the morning to get medicine. When she falls asleep, Didek goes out alone. He has never gone out alone at night before, but he has to go out to save Elba's life. He gathers courage and goes to get medicine. He returns early in the morning with the medicine and gives it to Elba. He then applies ointment to her wounds and goes outside to look at his old house, where he used to live with his mother. After a few days, when Elba's wound heals, she happily hugs Didek. Elba says, "Is my wound completely healed?" Didek says, "Yes, but there is a scar left there." Elba smiles and says, "I like scars and tattoos too." At night, Elba starts recording again and tells what is happening to her. She has to reach Barcelona somehow. In the morning, when Didek wakes up, he sees that Elba is missing. He sees blood marks on the bed, which scares him and he takes his bicycle and goes to look for her. After a while, he finds Alba. He asks, "Are you okay?" Elba says, "Yes, what happened to me?" Then Didek notices the blood marks on her feet. He does not understand and says, "You have blood on your feet. You are not okay." Elba says, "Because I am having my periods." Days start passing and both of them start spending time with each other. One day Didek feels attracted to Elba, but he does not understand the meaning of this feeling. When one day he comes close to Elba, he suddenly kisses her and runs away from there. Elba smiles. At night, a strong storm comes and their entire garden is destroyed. In the morning, Alba says that now they have to leave for Barcelona. In the morning, Didek arrives with a tractor, which he has repaired. Seeing this, Elba becomes very happy and hugs him. They both sit in the tractor and leave for Barcelona. After a few days of travel, they reach Barcelona. Upon reaching there, Didek starts blowing the horn loudly and Elba repeatedly calls her father, so that if he is anywhere, she can hear his voice. But when Elba calls repeatedly, Dara does not pick up her call. Disheartened by this, Alba assumes that her father is probably no longer alive and it is futile to search for him. Didek tries to convince her and says that one should not give up so soon. They wander around the city and eventually end up at Barcelona Stadium. Didek goes inside the stadium, which is completely destroyed, and starts playing football, with Elba sitting in the audience and cheering him on. When Didek tries to score the first goal, Elba says she will record it. As Didek scores, Elba records it, and Didek lifts up his t-shirt in celebration. Elba notices his body and is drawn to it. Then her phone falls down, and the two get closer, but before anything can happen, Elba composes herself and picks up the phone. At night, the two are feeling very awkward around each other. Elba then starts talking and says, "Didek, we can't run away from this feeling. The sooner we accept it, the better." Saying this, she kisses Didek, and the intimacy between the two starts increasing. After this, their life changes, and they start living happily with each other. With the passage of time, they build a house by the sea and start collecting all the things needed. One day, Alba tells Didek that she is going to be a mother. Didek is shocked to hear this. Alba brings books from the library so that she can get information about delivery and childcare. Didek gradually collects toys, which are for their future child. One night, when Alba is looking at her father's notes, she feels pain in her stomach. She goes to Didek and tells him that her labor pain has started. Didek immediately gets ready, and the two together deliver the baby. Alba has a son, whom they name Kai. After his birth, both are very happy and take care of Kai day and night. Then one day, Alba sees a boat in the sea and screams loudly. She thinks that maybe someone is in the sea. She even calls Didek, but Didek says that we don't need anyone. We are complete with each other. Alba, however, does not agree, and when she sees a man on the shore, she thinks it is Dara. She runs to the man, but it is not Dara. But they bring him to their house. After a while, the man regains consciousness and tells him his name is Sergi. He says, "I am happy to see you guys. I thought I was the only person left. I lived on an island, and whenever I got a chance, I used to go out in a boat in search of people. Today my search is over." Alba invites Sergi to stay with her, but Didek does not like this. Sergi understands this and says that he is fine on his boat and will leave. However, while leaving he says, "I haven't hugged a human being in a long time. Can I hug you too?" Hearing this, they hug him and Sergi starts crying while hugging. This way they let him stay with them. Sergi teaches them new things, as his survival skills are very good. Didek learns many things from him, but whenever Sergi gets close to Alba, Didek does not like it at all. One day, when Alba is feeding her baby, Sergi secretly watches her. Seeing this, Didek asks him, "What are you doing?" Sergi says, "I was just observing her and brought honey for her. She feeds the baby all day, it must be hurting her. Honey is good for her." Alba thanks Sergei, but Didek tells her to leave now. Sergei says, "Okay, I'm leaving, but you guys can come on my boat. That will be my way of saying thank you." Alba agrees and they go on the boat. There, Sergei arranges a movie for them, and they watch it together. Early in the morning, Duck wakes up and sees that they have come a long way. He then realizes that Sergi has betrayed them. As he goes to wake Alba, Sergi attacks him and Didek falls into the sea. Hearing the sound, Alba wakes up too and sees that Didek is in the water, so she immediately jumps after him. After a while, Alba pulls Didek out of the water and sees that Sergi has taken Kai. Angry and disappointed, the two return to their home. Now they don't know where their child is and where Sergei might have taken him. Alba and Didek try to find Sergei's whereabouts. Alba remembers that Sergei brought honey with him when he came. Based on this clue, they start searching for places where honey is available in abundance. After studying various botanical books, they come to know about an island. Determined to get the child back, they prepare a boat and head to the island. After a long journey, they arrive there. Didek brings a gun with him, and as they enter the island, they hear Kai crying. They immediately run in that direction. Coming closer, they see Sergei. Alba angrily tells Didek, "Kill him," but Didek wisely says, "There could be someone else here. We should assess the situation first." Sergei heads towards his farm and Didek decides to go after him while sending Alba to Kai. Alba reaches Kai and sees that he is locked in a cage. She tries to break the cage, but is unsuccessful. She looks around in search of the key. At that moment, Didek returns and Alba tells him that Sergei has kept Kai locked in a cage. Didek gives Alba a gun and asks her to stand there while he tries to get Kai out on her own. Then Alba hears Kai crying again and turns around to go back when Sergei catches her. Didek sees that Sergei has pointed a gun at Alba and is forcing her to do whatever he says. He ties up Alba and Didek. In this situation, Alba says, "If you give me my baby, we can live with you." Sergei stops and frees Alba so that she can go to Kai. As Alba starts feeding Kai, Sergei stares at her. This does not go down well with Alba. Alba looks for an opportunity to run away with the baby. She makes a move and tricks Sergei by playing a recording of Kai's crying voice on her phone. While Sergei runs after the recording sound, Alba returns to Didek and tries to free him. Didek asks her to give him the knife. Then Sergei arrives. Alba says, "Forgive me. I will do what you want." But Sergei shoots her in the leg in anger. Meanwhile, Didek frees himself and attacks Sergei. A fierce fight takes place between Sergei and Didek. Sergei shoots Didek, but Sergei also dies due to Didek's attack. Didek goes to Kai in an injured state and hugs him for the last time. Then Alba arrives there and Didek dies in her lap. As night falls, Alba throws Didek's body into the sea and returns with Kai. Time passes and the scene appears a few years later. Kai has grown up and keeps playing football in his house. Alba comes to him and shows him a video of his father. Kai gets very happy after seeing the video. With this, the story ends. Friends, our today's video ends here. If you liked the video, then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you like the explanation videos of movies, then do subscribe to our channel. If you like the video, then do like it as well, and your one like and subscribe encourages us to make new videos. This little support of yours is very important for us. Please write your thoughts in the comment and tell us how you liked the video. If there is any shortcoming, then tell us your wish, so that we can improve it further in our next video. Your love and support is very special for us. Thank you.